Hello, everyone! Welcome to the show. Congratulations, you made it to the end of your weekend. We are all pumped for it. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Anne Asis-Carilo, TGIF. Join us for the next hour and a half as we bring you laughter, inspiration, and stories and conversations that matter. So it's a holiday today, and we've got a jam-packed show. Woo!
You know, it's funny kasi yung spiel mo kanina parang assuming na
I know.
magpapatawa tayo eh. Like there'll be laughter involved.
We don't really expect that to happen, but it always happens.
Okay, fair enough. And why not? Because we have Abi Marquez coming on the show.
Yes.
Very excited to always have Abi Marquez. I love talking to her. And not only that, she brought a friend. Yung dress niya.
Oo.
Yung dress niya na sobrang naging viral. And,
Akala ko nga she was gonna wear it to the show today, pero i-display na lang niya later.
No, we wanted to display it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like, it's a work of art. And obviously, it's because of all the awards. She also won a lot of awards overseas, wherever she goes. I actually had a chance to talk to her a while ago. Sabi ko, alam mo, we take credit for none of your success except for yung kay Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay, yes, kasi she manifested that here on the show. And I was able to look at the details of her dress last night and this morning also when it was already on that mannequin. And yung strings pala na nakaganon, pasta. It's amazing.
Oo, and then says, kain tayo, which is my favorite phrase in Filipino, guys. So, tara, kain tayo. Of course, we have another guest coming on over, a mountain biker, Maia Altavas. Grabe yung life
exciting.
niya. Grabe yung life niya in general because not only does she advocate for, just getting out there and living the outdoor lifestyle, yung serious life niya when she's not biking, grabe rin eh. Working for the Senate, it's insane.
Wow.
So, working all of that, it's really interesting.
Well,
and of
that's
course,
a different kind of mountain trail in itself.
Oo nga eh. And we also have love hacks later that we didn't get to have yesterday. But for those with dating apps, we're going to have tips for you. And we're going to try, and later we're going to live create a dating app profile for Anne Asis-Carilo.
What? I don't need a dating app.
Experiment lang tayo. Then sabihin nyo online, swipe right ba kayo? Swipe left? Diba? We're gonna try and find the right mix.
Sandali lang. Yesterday, you were telling me you were very successful.
Yeah, but nakalimutan ko na yung ginawa ko eh. So let's make one for you because you've never done it. Diba?
Okay.
That would be great. And dahil dyan, baka, alam mo, feeling ko, we should do it kung walang traffic ngayon. May traffic ba ngayon?
I feel wala masyadong traffic
so
today because
gawin
it's a
natin.
holiday. But let's go check the situation in major roads at this hour. Here is what's happening along EDSA Quezon Avenue flyover. On the left side are vehicles going to Quiapo. And we can see light to moderate traffic on that stretch. The opposite lane, vehicles heading to the Quezon Avenue or Quezon Memorial Circle. Light traffic on that stretch. Now this time, let's take a look at EDSA White Plains. On the left side of your screens, we're seeing vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard. Light traffic on that area. Same situation on the opposite lane. Right side are vehicles heading to Cubao. Now, heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is suspended today. This is to commemorate Idul Adha or the Feast of Sacrifice, which is a regular holiday. And we got good news for commuters. The MRT and LRT are offering free rides on June 12 as part of the 127th Independence Day celebration. This also follows the President's directive to ease transportation costs for the public. The free rides are available on the MRT3, LRT1, and LRT2 from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the morning and again at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the evening. And what's the weather going to be like this Friday? Paolo has the day's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Pao.
Thank you so much for that, Anne. Let's take a look at the local weather, where two weather systems are bringing rain to different parts of the country today. Now, as of 3 a.m., a low-pressure area, or LPA, was located approximately 945 kilometers of eastern Visayas. So let me move to the side so you can see it. There it is. This is where the LPA is at. Now, according to Pag-asa, this LPA has a medium chance of becoming a tropical cyclone. Now, in addition to the LPA, we also have the southwest monsoon. Let me scoot on over to the other side to show you that. Now, the southwest monsoon is affecting Luzon as well as sections of western Visayas and in Mindanao. Now, the southwest monsoon will bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over Metro Manila, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, Western Visayas, the Negros Island region, Zamboanga Peninsula, Barm, and Socsargen. Now, in other parts of Luzon, you can expect partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms due to the southwest monsoon. Meanwhile, the trough of the LPA will bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over the Bicol region as well as the rest of Visayas and also parts of Mindanao. Now let's take a look at the current state of our coastal waters. Considering all these weather systems, there are no gale warnings according to Pag-asa issued at this moment. Sea conditions across most parts of the country are expected to be calm with light winds and smooth to gentle waves. Fisherfolk and seafarers are reminded though to stay informed by checking the latest weather updates before setting sail. Remember, safety on the water should always come first. Now let's take a look at our rainfall forecast for the next few days. For today, the southwest monsoon is expected to bring heavy showers to Palawan and Antique. By tomorrow, the monsoon rains will continue to impact Palawan, Antique, Iloilo, Guimaras, Negros Occidental, Negros Oriental, and Zamboanga del Norte. Also tomorrow, a low-pressure area will continue to bring heavy rains to Catanduanes, Albay, Sorsogon, and northern Samar. Now looking ahead to Sunday, June 8, we'll see monsoon activity that will intensify affecting Batangas, Occidental Mindoro, Palawan, Romblon, Aklan, Antique, Iloilo, Guimaras, Negros Occidental, Negros Oriental, and Zamboanga del Norte. At the same time, the low-pressure area is expected to continue to dump heavy rains over Catanduanes, Camarines Norte, and Camarines Sur. Now, please stay vigilant and keep track of the latest weather updates, especially if you are in areas prone to flooding or landslides. That is it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Pao, for that weather update. Now on to our top stories. House leaders shrugged off an accusation from Senate President Cheese Escudero saying they are acting on marching orders from Speaker Martin Romualdez in pushing the impeachment trial.
Kanya-kanya po kasing districts, hindi naman po magiging seasoned politicians yan kung the mere na susunod na lang po sila sa isang batas. Kailangan po ang desisyon natin at the end of the day nanggagaling po sa mandato ng taong bayan.
Congressmen from Manila went as far as saying they do not even see or get to see Speaker Romualdez. The House still believes the impeachment trial against Vice President Sara Duterte will push through because it is in accordance to the Constitution. A legal expert says the impeachment complaint against VP Sara must go through a trial in the Senate before being dismissed. In an interview on Bilyonaryo News Channel's Agenda, law professor attorney Mel Santamaria explained that the articles of impeachment filed in February must be evaluated on whether the allegations against the vice president constitute impeachable offenses. He added that it's the Senate's role to conduct the trial and decide, not to simply dismiss the complaint.
Hindi ka agad-agad pwedeng ibasura ang inihain ng articles of impeachment. Dapat magkaroon ng paglilitis at paghahatol.
The resolution to dismiss the impeachment complaint against VP Sara Duterte is against the Constitution. This according to election lawyer Romulo Macalintal. Macalintal says that such a resolution would create a constitutional absurdity. It would cast the Senate in three incompatible roles, as complainant, prosecutor, and judge. He stresses that the Senate, especially senator judges, should remain impartial to the case and not prejudge for or against the Vice President.
Yung mga senador o kaya ang the Senate, they cannot take the cudgels for Sara. Hindi nila pwedeng ipagtanggol si Sara. Ang tungkulin nila ay hindi to take up yung mga matters na si Sara lamang ang pwedeng mag-take up. In other words, kung gusto ni Sara na ipadismiss ang kanyang kaso, siya mismo ang dapat mag-file ng motion. Hindi pwedeng yung mga senador ang magpapile ng motion kasi ang tungkulin nila ay para dinggin ang kaso, hindi para tulungan ang may kaso. In other words, they are there to decide and not to take side.
Vice President Sara Duterte's allies believe that an impeachment trial in the Senate may not push through. Senator Abi Marquez says even some administration allies are already working on a resolution to dismiss the impeachment move. She claims these lawmakers are not interested in pursuing the trial, pointing out that Vice President Sara could be acquitted if it proceeds.
Mismo yung admin, sa palagay ko, interesado na mawalang bisa na yan kasi kinakabahan din na matalo. Aminin natin. Wala na talagang panahon para sa trial. Dapat ibasura na kung gusto talaga ng House of Representatives. Wala namang problema. Pwede silang magpila ulit subject to the one-year ban. That seems very, very clear to me.
But Senator J.V. Ejercito believes otherwise. He says the trial is likely to happen and reminds fellow lawmakers of their constitutional duty to convene as an impeachment court.
Nanghinayang ako doon sa momentum, no, with the biggest mandates ever received by both the President, the Vice President. We were off to a good start. Ang ganda ng goodwill. Kaya lang napaaga yung bangayan na ito, humantong na nga po tayo sa magkakaroon na ng impeachment.
The Health Department said fighting stigma is the next step in the campaign against HIV. This comes after DOH raised alarm in the 500% increase in HIV cases in the first quarter of 2025. Health Secretary Ted Herbosa says the Philippines lags behind in information drives when it comes to the virus. In other countries, HIV is no longer considered taboo.
Hindi na po death sentence ang HIV sa panahon ngayon. Kailangan lang po kumonsulta para magpa-test at screening maintenance. Maintenance lang ang kailangan po. Katapat niyan, para lang na siyang high blood or diabetes na basta meron kang gamot, tuloy-tuloy po ang magagawa.
Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon says a public-private partnership is the key to easier travel for Filipinos. In an interview on BNC's Business 360, Dizon said improvements are already visible, with San Miguel Corporation now operating NAIA.
The lines and the queuing and the feel of the airport, it's really a lot. There's more space. The lines are shorter. The movements are faster.
The move to privatize NAIA is a bold step by President Marcos to solve long-standing airport issues. As the new Manila International Airport in Bulacan takes shape, officials hope to create a seamless transition, with SMC expected to complete the project in 15 years.
That is the key to make the passenger experience better. That is the key to make things faster. That is the key to developing our airports so we don't have airports with, broken toilets and broken lights and dirty bathroom, dirty comfort rooms.
This May 2025 showed the lowest inflation rate in the last 5 years, according to the Philippine Statistics Authority. The statistics show that inflation has been steadily declining this year, with May being the fourth month of decreased inflation in a row and the lowest level since November 2019. According to the PSA, the decrease in inflation can be attributed to the lowering in price of electricity, water, and rent. The price of rice also continues to go down with a negative 12.8% inflation rate, which could remain negative for the rest of the year. Along this good news, however, prices for certain goods such as meat and other animal products continue to rise. The BSP continues to monitor the rising inflation for these and other products and says that this current rate is paving the way for a more accommodative monetary policy.
Several business groups are opposing the proposed 200 peso wage hike for minimum wage earners in the private sector. This comes after the House of Representatives passed a bill seeking to raise the minimum wage nationwide. Business groups warn that the move could do more harm than good, saying it might become a burden for most Filipinos and should be thoroughly studied. The Philippine Statistics Authority earlier warned that a legislated wage hike of this scale could drive inflation, especially in service-related sectors.
Yung maganda na pakinggan yan, tataasan ang sweldo ko, no? Konti lang yung apektado, paruso sa iba yan.
MSMEs provide the biggest number of jobs in the Philippines, and this abrupt legislation by the House of Representatives would be a challenge at this time. SMEs in the Philippines today, MSMEs are struggling with a weak economy, with high prices, and the global situation is very unstable. The global situation is very unstable, so we should be more careful with moves like this.
As for Malacanang, officials say President Marcos will review the proposal for an across-the-board wage increase. The palace emphasized the need for a balanced approach, one that will benefit both workers and employers.
Hindi pa po natatapos sa Senado ang usapin na yan. At katulad po ng sinabi ng ating Pangulo, titignan po ang anumang economic implications patungkol po dito. Pero nais po ng Pangulo na maibigay ang nararapat at mas makakabuti sa manggagawang Pilipino.
It's time to obligate Meta to obtain a congressional franchise to operate in the country. That's a suggestion of Surigao del Sur Congressman Johnny Pimentel following the alleged refusal of Facebook's owner to remove fake content. Pimentel also added that the company does not pay taxes, but the government is only asking for self-regulation for now.
So, it's about time siguro. If they cannot have self-regulation, it must be this government, this administration, tayo mag-regulate sa kanila. And that is why, Mr. Chair, I think we should really study I don't know if it is possible that we should require this Meta to get a franchise from Congress for them to operate here. Kasi may oversight committee ang Congress, we can regulate them.
In world news, U.S. President Donald Trump defends his travel ban on 12 countries as criticisms start to pour in. Trump initially cited Sunday's attack in Boulder, Colorado, where an Egyptian national was charged for injuring several people. While Trump said the incident underscored extreme dangers posed to the U.S., Egypt is not part of the countries affected by the travel ban. He says Egypt has things under control. The order is reminiscent of a similar move he implemented during his first term in office when he barred travelers from Muslim-majority nations. But the new ban is much more expansive and covers Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. Citizens of 7 other countries, Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela, will be partially restricted. The feud between U.S. President Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk catches some steam as each hit back at the other in a public fallout over a tax cut bill. Trump wrote on his social media platform Truth Social that Musk was, quote, wearing thin and that he's acting out after Trump removed his EV mandate. Trump also suggested cutting government contracts and subsidies awarded to Musk's firms. Musk responded shortly on his social media platform X, formerly Twitter, calling Trump's remarks as an obvious lie. Musk escalated the dispute by posting, and I quote, "Time to drop the really big bomb at real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT," end of quote. Shares of electric vehicle maker Tesla went down by 9% following the outbursts, their lowest level since late February.
Now on to sports. A podium finish for Filipino gymnastics king Carlos Yulo at the Asian Artistic Gymnastics Championships. The double Olympic gold medalist clinched a bronze medal in the men's individual all-around in Korea. He finished behind Japan's Oka Shinosuke and Hasegawa Tsuyoshi. This marks Yulo's first tournament since his stunning Olympic run in Paris last year. Kaloy is set to compete in multiple event finals, including floor, apparatus, and the Continental Showcase. People's Jam Manny Pacman Pacquiao is set to join an elite club in boxing. The sports and hoop fans, today's the day. Get your popcorn ready. The NBA Finals is about to begin. The Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder are set to collide in game number 1 later at 8:30 a.m. Philippine time. The Pacers are hoping to win their first ever NBA title as they return to the finals for the first time in 25 years. Now, as for the Thunder, the franchise last won a championship in 1979, back when it was still known as the Seattle Supersonics. Shout out to all my Seattle fans out there. OKC hasn't been to the finals since 2012, though, when they lost to the Miami Heat's big three of LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh.
Now in entertainment, Australia's ocean dominance gets a Hollywood upgrade as Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds become co-owners of the country's 3-time sail GP champion team. Now rebranded as the Bonds Flying Ruse, the team will make their star-studded debut this weekend to defend their championship position at the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix. Founded in 2019, Sail GP pits national crews in catamarans that can reach speeds of over 100 kilometers per hour within meters of the shoreline. Now, Filipina actress Lovie Poe recently had the chance to meet Amy Lee, the lead singer of rock band Evanescence, during the LA special screening of Ballerina. Poe shared her selfie with the American singer and songwriter on Instagram, expressing her excitement for the special moment. In her caption, she said Evanescence hit song My Immortal is her go-to karaoke song. The rock band's single, titled Fight Like a Girl, is included in the official soundtrack of the Ballerina movie from the world of John Wick in theaters June 6.
Now, when we return, our first guest this morning, very much possibly, has the best winning streak in a year for anybody. Anybody! But she can't help it. She just keeps winning. Lumpia Queen Abi Marquez gets international recognition anew as the 2025 World Influencers and Bloggers Award names her the Food Creator of the Year. She joins us live in studio after the break. Don't go away. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day, and our day is always so much better with our guest. She cooked, she slayed, she conquered, and just like that, Lumpia Queen Abi Marquez adds another feather to her cap after winning the Food Creator of the Year award at the 2025 World Influencers and Bloggers Award at no less than the Cannes Film Festival over in France. Now, she joins us live in the studio to talk about her unforgettable first trip to Europe, her iconic red spaghetti gown, which we have here in studio as well. Guest din natin po yan. Please say hello to international sensation Abi Marquez. It's a beautiful day, Abi. Welcome welcome to the show.
Oh my God, so happy to be back. Nung nalaman ko invited ako dito, sabi ko, I'm so excited to see my besties.
And of course, wala kasi si Mo eh. We need another host
Yeah.
eh. Oo.
And,
I'm coming for your
I mean, you need no invitation. If you want to join the show, just come here,
Of
diba?
course, of
There's
course.
always a
Kung
chair
biglaan,
for you.
like you just ended up in the studio and say, hey, can I join? We probably have no choice.
Okay, sabihin niyo kapag ka-idol ko yung guest niyo.
Or pagka namamalengke siya sa I don't know, somewhere in Cubao, Nepakyu,
Oo,
diba?
oo,
But
pwede
teka,
rin.
magdadaan muna nga ako sa studio.
Farmers Market tapos diretso
Kikain,
dito.
diba?
Of course. All right, let's talk about this award first. First of all, congratulations on your very first trip to France.
Thank you po.
All right, I'm
Yes,
so
boss.
glad that, ladies and gentlemen, she did do it. She went there and she ate a croissant, and she says it like that too.
Croissant.
Okay, your reaction. This is not your first international award, pero
Yes.
it feels like a big deal considering nasa Cannes.
It is a big deal, yeah.
Oo.
It's a big deal for us, especially because it's my first Europe award.
Europe-based award, yeah.
Europe-based award. So before, the James Beard, the Webbies, they were all US. But nagulat kami actually because unlike other awards things, isa to sa mga hindi mo need mag-apply. So nagulat kami na they just reach out one day and
That
said,
you were nominated?
yeah, that
Wow.
you're nominated for this award, a prestigious award given to key opinion leaders in the world, sa global thing. And we didn't apply for that. So, inisip ko, parang wala ako nakita. So, we really owe it to the noise that people help us make. And that was able to reach Europe. Wow! Yeah.
Nakakatawa na nagtataka pa siya na paano siya nakita, no?
Oo.
Girl, you're everywhere! You don't even have to be surprised about that. But you know what? I got so excited for you because nung pinost mo na you were nominated, parang, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, I'm so
Yeah.
excited for Abby. Tapos biglang yung next post mo, I won!
Won na,
Oh
di
my
ba?
goodness! Did you actually expect na yung pangalan mo yung matatawag?
The thing is, I don't know who else is nominated. I don't know how many are other
Yung
people
proseso.
nominated.
So
Yeah.
you didn't know the other nominees for that category?
Yeah, they
Okay,
didn't let
okay.
us know. So they just said, we got an email, you're nominated for this, come to Cannes. And pagdating namin doon, they didn't really say who else is nominated.
Yeah.
But I know there were a lot of people there, around 200 influencers all around the globe. And they awarded like a handful, siguro
Okay.
15, 20 people.
So you turned the red carpet into your own stage. Okay, you literally became a dish.
Yeah.
In a way. Let's talk about this dress muna kasi it became its own thing over online and it's so you. And that's the only way I can explain it. Can you tell us a bit about siguro yung proseso in terms of this concept?
Yeah.
How long did it take? And of course, really, who gave you the license to go as crazy as
As
you
spaghetti.
can?
And bakit hindi
Yeah.
lumpia?
Oh.
Why
Yeah.
didn't you come dressed as lumpia?
Actually,
When we got the email that we're going to attend this Cannes event during the Cannes Film Festival, so we immediately got in touch with our favorite designer. So for this one, it's a gown by Joe Rubio.
Yeah.
And my team from Nima, Kat Bautista, Karin Tumbali, and Pam Ricarte helped come up with this concept na aligns with our goals to bring Filipino food to the global stage. And that should also reflect in my gown. So if before we only explored on just wearing a terno or Filipiniana, like in the Webbies, this time we added the food element. And we chose spaghetti because spaghetti, it's something that people from Europe know and
Yes,
also
of
from the
course.
Philippines.
Yes,
Yeah.
So
yes.
they would immediately recognize what this is.
Yeah.
Gets. But the good thing is we have our original take with spaghetti. So it's a red banana ketchup color
exactly. I was
spaghetti.
gonna bring up,
Yeah.
yeah.
And dito sa gilid, isang Filipiniana sleeve, and then the other one is a fork.
Yeah.
To show that all these pearls and strings are coming from this fork. They are noodles. And to add more of a Filipino touch, dun sa likod, merong burda ng kain tayo. So, kapag nakita ng mga tao yan in Cannes, photographers, they would automatically recognize, you're a spaghetti. This is spaghetti,
Yeah.
but still elegant. Kasi I think if I were that, gagawin kong costume yan. But I had the guidance from this amazing designer and my team to make sure na dapat elegant pa rin. Because this is Cannes. And we were all so
Exactly.
excited about it. Because I think this is also Joe's first time to create a gown that would be worn in Cannes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a very big milestone for every one of us.
Grabe.
Sobrang complete, no? Even the nails, they're spaghetti
Oh, yeah.
nails, diba?
Yes.
Parang every ingredient ng spaghetti yata
Yeah.
nandyan. The mushroom ba yan? The tomatoes, the
Meron pang
pasta
garlic bread.
itself. Yes, yes. And
Ang
let
galing.
us not forget the clutch.
Oh yeah, it's here.
Diba?
Actually.
Kailangan i-focus din natin the clutch.
It's a pasta box. Yeah, so we ordered this from a designer in New York, super fun. And then Joe Rubio just added this para medyo cohesive siya with the dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that it's also spaghetti, it's a spaghetti
It's
box.
crazy.
So, it's crazy. Ang ganda nga eh. I mean, like, from kain tayo, balik muna tayo, kan muna tayo. When we look at the milestones kasi it feels like the last year in particular, ever since you guested on our show, for the first time, it's like you've gone from strength to strength. We remember the whole Gordon Ramsay experience when we look back at all the other collaborations that you've had, even prior to that, and since then, when you take a look at the miles, this win make you look back at the year that was. Kasi grabe talaga. It feels like your reach has gone beyond just the Philippines, just Asia. And apparently just more than the United States.
Yeah.
Europe rin.
Yeah.
And parang ang bilis ng mga pangyayari, no? Like from one win to the next, after that Gordon Ramsay experience, sunod-sunod.
Oo nga, this year pala yun, no?
Yeah, right? And it feels like so many years have passed, but no, not really. It was
Yeah.
just a matter of months.
Yeah, buti nilang pinaalala nyo. Sometimes I don't get the time to look back. Pero na-realize ko, ang dami na nangyayari this year.
That's so
and
true.
It's just June and there are a lot more coming up na awards that we're looking forward to. But this being the first time in Europe, knowing that they are listening, they are watching the videos that I publish, it's just crazy to me and also motivates me na okay, meron pala akong audience doon.
Yeah.
And it's
Yes.
another area to promote Filipino food.
Yeah.
Does every award add pressure or does it give you, I know that it also motivates you, pero do you feel yung pressure na yun? Kasi I know some people in general, kapag nananalo, I kind of need to repeat or kind of need to be able to keep up the standard.
Yeah.
I mean, is that lingering in the back of your head also?
Feeling ko sometimes.
Oo.
So I try my best not to get it into my head because enemy ng creativity ay ang overthinking.
Yes, sir.
But
True.
I think I would remember there are days na it would get to me na yung imposter syndrome thing. But it's not for a specific award, but it's more on the imposter syndrome thinking na deserve ko ba talaga tong award na to or ba't ako yung napili dito? But it's never like gagawa ko ng content ngayon na dapat quality of a Wiba award winner. I don't think that's ever touched my brain.
Yeah. I think the important thing here is to just remain true to your authentic Abby, the authentic Abby, right?
Yes.
But it was your first time in Europe, and I'm curious, did you get to try like new European dishes? And baka meron dyan next na gusto mo na gawing lumpia ulit.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yes. So we were in Europe for only 5 days.
Okay.
And my goal was I need to taste
Everything.
everything basically. Kasi I've tasted French dishes in the Philippines or in other countries, but I have no idea if they are the real deal.
Yeah,
Ganito
yeah.
talaga.
Yes.
So my goal was 5 days, fill it up with every French classic dish I can try.
Okay.
So every day, mga 3 to 4 times a day kami kumakain
Of course.
sa labas.
Yes.
We got yung tahong with fries, steak and frites, souffle, ratatouille,
Okay.
sole na yung pan-fried, duck
Yeah.
breast with whatever fruit sauce.
Ang gutom na ako, but go on.
Yeah, like lobster pasta.
Okay.
Grabe. It's, and na-realize ko, okay yung food nila. It's not as unaligned to Filipino palate as people would
Really?
say. Yeah. I think I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
Mahal nga lang.
Oh, well, yes.
Hindi tayo masyadong kumakakontra doon. It is Europe, right?
It's just so inspiring kasi not only one did you realize that grabe pala yung audience mo sa Europe. You're recognized in Europe. You get to expand on your cultural knowledge of Europe as well, and of course in cuisine. When we look at how this would siguro direct your what's next. How did this trip influence that for you?
I think what this taught us is we're like people from other continents actually pay attention. Kahit hindi namin tinarget na, okay, Europe.
Yeah.
They still showed up. What? They still showed up. And so, I think it has opened us up to like that possibility na talagang, anong tawag doon? Hindi sakupin but like, be that ambitious na we can be present in other countries or continents.
Right.
And ayun, always when I travel, I try to look at the local produce, kung ano ba yung panlasa nila, so that when I create my content, I'm more informed on how to make this relatable to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yun.
Pang worldwide ka na, Abby.
Yes.
But,
Yes, ako
worldwide. But you know, that event was to honor mga bloggers, influencers, content creators, right? So you were able to meet so many from different countries, right? Meron ka bang mga nakilala na we can expect a future collaboration with?
Oh, yeah. So,
Meron yan.
Teaser, please.
So, the most interesting one I saw is Lionfield.
Okay.
And the crazy thing about it is that Lionfield already created a Stitch video with me when I made my Filipino spaghetti video.
Okay.
And kasi nga yung Filipino spaghetti, we have banana ketchup, condensed milk, na to them as ang internet personality kasi nila is Italian purist.
Yes.
So, they didn't really, I mean, as you would expect, they would react violently na, condensed milk, ganyan. And some people were upset over that. Though I understood that that was their internet personality. So, nung nakita ko sila, nilapitan ko sila, sabi ko, hi, I'm Abi Marquez, and I'm from the Philippines. And if you remember, I was the creator who did that Filipino spaghetti video. And sabi nila, oh, yeah, ikaw yun. They immediately recognized. And when we took a photo together, nag-post sila ng photo namin together with the caption as Italian flag, Philippine flag. Tapos handshake na ganyan.
Cute. And it's funny pa na you came dressed as spaghetti.
It's so good.
Exactly. O, diba? May topic agad kami.
It was all meant to be. My gosh. Oh my! Kung nag-collab kayo, that would be so fun.
Oh yeah.
But, I mean, like what I enjoy about like seeing creators come together is not just the whole collaboration part, but what did you learn from them? Like, did you learn anything? Because I know that there's going to be a lot of networking, a lot of talking. What have you learned from yung creative processes nila, how they do their business, how they do their work, and how will that change the way you do it?
I think what I saw that day is Weeba really made sure that the creators came from different backgrounds, different categories, and different countries. So I really appreciated the diversity dun sa venue na yun. And I also realized na iba-iba talaga kami ng ginagawa. Like, I was seated beside RG, who is like, how would you, a DJ? Yeah, a music producer, a DJ. And I would talk to him. Yes, I would talk to him what his life would be, what his projects are, and he really flies everywhere, like every week. And yung katabi ko naman dito na isa is a fashion model creator, and he is with his manager that's showing us ito yung mga pinupuntahan namin magagandang places as a set, ganyan. Tapos yung iba ko pang ka-table was a cello player, cello?
Yeah.
Cello player. So, it was really interesting kasi, ang iba-iba yung, yung araw-araw namin. Ako naman stuck in my kitchen and just whipping up Filipino dishes. ayun, it's so refreshing also.
Oh,
that's so
impressive.
good.
Abby rubbing elbows with all these personalities. We're so impressed. You know what? This is the third time that you're on the show, and we have asked you this already. The previous, two guestings that you were here, did you ever expect, na ganito na yung level na mararating? Ang layo from the first guesting, ito yung na-achieve ni Abby. And then second guesting, Gordon Ramsay.
I'm excited for the fourth kasi what's going to happen in between, diba?
Abby!
Ito specifically hindi ko in-expect kasi nga hindi kami nag-apply dito.
Oo.
So, but definitely, pasok siya sa goal namin to really contribute at least to that Filipino food being recognized globally.
Yeah.
So, US, now it's Europe. I think what's next for us is also trying like Australia or other parts in Asia.
We gotta get to South Africa kasi that's the next continent, diba?
Oh, yeah.
Or South America, pwede rin, diba?
Oh yeah, so interesting. I don't know much about the African food, but
Yeah.
I think that would be an adventure.
We should explore.
There are actually some really interesting African restaurants here. But we'll talk about that off the air, siguro. But that's when we talk about what's next for you, Abby. I mean, like, opportunities are flying at you left and right and center. What's the next opportunity that you're excited to take up on? That siguro that some people would be hindi naman surprised, but then would be interested to see that you're going to be doing next.
Yeah. So now, the acting thing.
Oh, there you go! There you go! Take that up perfectly.
Level up, Abby. Oh my goodness.
I have a teleserye now.
Okay, go on.
Something I did not expect at all. So really excited about that. It's totally out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But my role there is
what's your role gonna be?
Is
Oh my goodness.
merienda lumpia vendor sa presinto. The more things you add to it. And ang pangalan ko ay Abi Marquez. Diba? It's crazy.
I love
but
it.
My role is very much me, so that takes some burden out of this new thing that I'm trying out. But it's definitely what people could look forward to. I also look forward to how I did. Oh my God.
Abby
Sakit na pa ako.
Marquez! So discounted yung items pag Martes.
yung fourth guesting niya, award naman for acting.
yeah.
That's the next one. Oh my gosh. It's
Ano yung tawag pa? Breakthrough
yung
actress?
breakthrough actress.
Breakthrough actress. Kailangan i-manifest natin yan pa.
I mean, like, pwede naman.
Ayan, look at the manifesting thing we did last time.
Look at it. So, we didn't do it the second time though. At wala kasi si Mo ngayon eh. We need the power of 4. Wherever you are, Mo. Gosh, she's come from Italy, probably bringing home spaghetti.
Joy, sama ka, tapos maghawak kamay tayo.
All right, so obviously this acting stint is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Manalo ka na ng gawad urian apparently because that's what happens, or famas, or baka an international acting award kagad, no?
Oh yeah, Abby.
Guys, stop.
Like a guesting on a Hollywood TV series, diba? I mean, we have Dolly De Leon, that happening to Dolly De Leon, and then baka Abby, ikaw na next.
Oh my gosh, wait lang.
Gusto ko yan.
Okay, pinaparapap na tayo, but just before we let go, let's just put it out in the air to all of the US producers watching this, okay? Abi Marquez is now an actor as well.
Yes.
So kindly, please, go reach out to her management, because she is willing to star in US TV dramas and comedies. Diba?
Comedies.
And comedies, especially.
Kasi talagang panatawa ako. That's the first thing I did when I found out about you're gonna have a role. As in, nag-YouTube ako, sabi ko, how to not laugh when acting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Weeba 2025 Food Creator of the Year, Abi Marquez, and she is going to be here for the next few seconds to take over Monique Tuzon's job. Okay? She's going to lead in our next guest. So, Abi, first of all, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Abby.
And take it away.
Meanwhile, we introduce you to a mountain biker who's found redirection and purpose by sending it on the trails. Maia Altavas, did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Maia Altavas, hello. Join us live after the break. Magchichikan kami after. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
There you go.
Ito po si Father Nono.
Ako po si Father Fiel Pareha.
Ako si Risa Singson Kaupeng.
Kape at pandasal na po tayo. Ito po si Cardinal Chito Tagle.
Your newest source of news and information follows you everywhere, every day.
Wow, something to watch. Not just surprise.
On cable and free TV.
Good morning, everyone!
Online.
On Trade Talk, joining us this morning. Just days to go.
On mobile.
Simulan na natin ang agenda.
This is BNC and we are everywhere. From the heart of global power to the pulse of the people.
Puno na ng excitement ang mga deboto at mga turista dito sa Vatican.
Magandang umaga from The Hague, Netherlands.
From the corridors of power to the corners of the world, we bring you fearless, frontline journalism without compromise. Corina Sanchez Rojas from the Vatican, where faith meets history.
The new Pope would have already chosen his name.
Attorney Karin Jimeno in The Hague, reporting the truth fast and reliable.
Bagamat malamig, punong-puno pa rin ang tao.
Reporting the truth fast and reliable. This is Bilyonaryo News Channel. Bawat anggulo ng bawat issue, bawat detalye ng mga napapanahong pangyayari, tuloy-tuloy na ihahati kahit hanggang Sabado at Linggo.
Si George Cahiles. Sa bawat issue may anggulo at ang balita may agenda.
Agenda Weekend, alas 6 hanggang alas 6:30 ng gabi. Dito lang sa Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Hi there and welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. It's never too late to find your passion. Just ask our guest today, someone who found redirection and purpose by sending it on the trails with her trusty mountain bike. What began as a game-changing ride on two wheels has grown into a personal journey of healing, strength, and self-discovery. Maia Altavas joins us to talk about the ride so far and what it's taught her on and off the trail. It's a beautiful day. Maia, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's an honor that you invited me here.
And we are so glad that you said yes and you joined us this morning. I know it's not easy to wake up so early in the morning.
It is for
I
her.
am an early bird. So.
She's an early bird. It is for her.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's
She's
good.
not like us.
Hindi ba?
Oh, not like us. This energy is fake. Hers is real.
But, you know, let's talk about mountain biking. And we were talking about this off air. We asked you, when did you start mountain biking? And you said 3 years ago. And that's when you also learned how to bike.
Yes.
So how did everything... Oh, kasi diba, usually, as a kid, they teach you how to ride a bike na. So how did everything start for you?
So 3 years ago, that's when I also learned how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I remember my mom and my dad, they gifted me one Christmas Eve a 3-wheel bike.
Okay.
That's for, you know, for kids.
May
But
training wheels? Or, yeah.
Kaso, hinabol ako ng aso.
Oo.
So after that, I never attempted to.
Oo.
And
Na-trauma ka.
yeah, na-trauma
Okay.
ako. So, you know, after the pandemic, 2022, I moved to the South at my brother's. And then I was like, you know what? I don't know anyone from the South. I don't know anyone from south of Metro Manila. By the way, taga-probinsya ako. I'm from Rojas City, Capiz.
Yeah.
So, hello. So, when I was there, I was thinking, a lot of people are riding on the road and a lot of people have their mountain bikes. Why not give it a try?
Yeah.
So my sister-in-law's dad was kind enough and patient enough to teach me for 2 days. So on the first day, he taught me, he removed the pedal. So para siyang strider na para akong batang nagbabalanse na
Yes.
And then, first day ko pa lang, grabe, puro sugat na ako. Dati makinis legs ko. Tapos ngayon, puro na siya scars. But it's fine. It's worth all of that. Tapos, ayun, I got bored for like 2 weeks. I was just there sa road. And I downloaded this app called Strava.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, hey, can anybody lead me to the trails? And then there were like a group of people who were so nice to take me to my local trail over there,
Yeah.
which is called Philinvest Mountain Bike trails.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
from there, I really liked the feeling of going downhill.
Yeah.
And the rest was history.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that mountain bike kagad, or at least that really suck you in. Kasi normally cyclists, they don't necessarily gravitate towards a mountain biking. They normally gravitate
Because
to.
it's challenging.
Well, apart from the challenge, kasi you cannot say also that the city cycling or the street cycling is not
easier.
challenging.
Oh, yes.
It's
Mas
super
takot ako
challenging.
sa road. Mas
That's
takot
actually
ako.
what I want to bring up. Why mountain biking instead of yung road cycling or street cycling or even racing at that point?
I feel like I'm an outdoorsy person.
Yeah.
But growing up, I really never had a sport or anything like that. And siguro because I grew up in the province, takot ako sa road sa Manila.
Ako rin naman I mean, like, all of us ata. Alright, but go on.
So, ayun, parang, I don't know, when I got bored kasi I was just biking sa road.
Yeah.
And when people accompanied me to the trails, I fell in love with it right away. And I, in fact, was super emotional. I was crying while I was riding for the first time kasi sabi ko, this is what I missed when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I never got to experience this.
So parang
ayun.
bumata ka.
Parang akong bumata, yes. I'm pushing 30 by the way, so...
You don't look it. Then let's not talk about age.
Thank you. Oh, yes, please. But from learning how to ride a bike 3 years ago, fast forward to today, you participated in your first enduro race in your hometown of Capiz. Can you tell us more about that experience?
Yeah, so I have friends from Capiz who ride bikes. They're BKS Capiz Enduro. And they have this annual event of a race in Mount Catao in Capiz. And it was like also sponsored by the government, the provincial
Kapistahan ba yun?
government. Kapistahan, it's held every April. And then, I was thinking last minute to book a flight.
Okay.
So 3 days before the race, I just told them, hey, I kind of want to do this.
Yeah.
I've never done this before. I've never competed my entire life for anything that's like really out there and in sports. But I want to break free and I want to triumph from all of that,
Yeah.
And so I gave it a try. It was both nerve-wracking and exciting for me. Ang hirap pala.
Yeah.
And actually, I was even more scared yung liaison and because we have this stage na liaison where it's not timed, but you have to do that in order for you to proceed to the next stage.
So basically, parang qualifier siya.
Qualifiers, but also there's yung hinahatak kayo sa motor.
Yeah.
So basically, they tow us. So they tie the motorcycle sa head tube ng aming bike so that we get there. And as someone who definitely it's like this and rides a bike, and I've been doing that for like 4 times during the race already.
Yeah.
Nakakapagod din sa kamay because yung brakes mo lang talaga yung mo
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good.
yung assist mo. So
Wow.
I mean, I just...
I'm breathless with just her cuento.
I love hearing the story and I love hearing what it means to you. Because you're lighting up. I don't know if you realize that. You're lighting up talking about this. And para sa akin, I just want to understand how important this new-ish sport for you is. Kasi you do live a very important life, at least from the outside looking in, kasi you do also work for the Philippine Senate.
Yes.
Yeah, you're part of international relations there, and I can only imagine, napakaseryoso ka on a day-to-day.
Yes.
But then here you are acting like a kid talking to us about mountain biking.
Yes.
Just how important is it considering yung buhay mo outside of mountain biking?
I feel like mountain biking continues to heal my inner child. It's the kind of childhood that I feel like I sort of left or I missed growing up. But it's also, I'm reliving my childhood through it. I mean, I have a serious job. I have an 8 to 7 job, right? So whenever I'm out there in the trails, it just reminds me to relax, to be present, to be resilient, to be patient. Those are the things na you'll be surprised you'll also apply in other areas of your life.
Right.
With the resilience that you have to have when you're riding your bike, because yes, you're going to crash. It's inevitable. So you have to get back up. And when I crash, like that one, you see, I just smile.
I just want,
there you go. Hindi
Yeah.
naman yan rehearsed na.
Hindi naman.
Okay.
Yun. Pag nagawa ko na, syempre happy na. Pero, ganon. So, and also, patience, because you have to understand when you crash, when you get injured, when you get bruises, it takes time to recover.
Yeah.
And you have to be patient with your recovery. Your growth and your progress when you're riding bikes or with whatever sport that you're doing, it's not kasi linear eh.
Yeah.
When there's a setback, you have to rest. You have to also be easy on yourself. So
Yeah.
those are the things that I've learned na I know I can apply also with work
Yeah.
and with other aspects of my life.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking about crashes, you know, that you will fall really when you're riding a bike outdoors, right? And let me just share, that is actually the reason why I never tried riding a bike outdoors ever again.
Really?
After I fell, I was in high school. So, sa subdivision nga lang namin yon. My gosh! It's not even a trail or anything challenging, but I fell and talagang I skinned my knees.
Yeah.
And it was a really bad fall because I fell sa part where a construction was being done and then there was sand. So, you know, it was really bad. So, na-traumatize ako and I never got back on a bike ever since because of that crash. And it's funny because I used to teach cycling and my students would say, how come you're so good here biking indoors and you are scared riding outdoors?
You know,
but the fear kasi, di ba? But the fear when you fall and nasaktan ka, it really is like what you said. It's hard. It's not easy, the healing process.
There's flashbacks.
And also not just the
Trauma.
physical pain, but also yung trauma mo, di ba?
Yes,
Kasi ayaw mo na mangyari yun ulit. So you know, what are the mental struggles that you have to go through when every time you go out there on the trail, knowing that anything can happen, diba? How do you like mentally prepare yourself, especially when you're doing a tough race like that?
Well, you really have to be in the right mindset. If you don't, you have to make sure that you're focused, that you're present. Because if you're not, grabe, like, you know, and you have to make sure that you wear the right gears, the right protective gears for the particular race, or the particular ride. If you're not present, then you're bound to crash or you're bound to fall. So you have to have presence of mind, definitely. Not preoccupied with many things. But it also, you know, it's part of the game.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen. Like that's what I love about the trails and mountain
Really?
biking. Kasi it's not like pipikit ka lang, alam mo na.
Yeah.
Even though you're riding one trail today and you ride it again the next day, there's a possibility, you
Because
know.
falling is part of it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the soil condition would change. It's going to
Yes,
rain
yes. Yeah,
later on.
yeah.
And, you know, it humbles you.
Okay.
And that's what I love about it. Like, there's so much I can learn.
Before we let you go, because we could go on talking about this forever, we have it's such a nice thing that you entered to this so late in your life. But then at the same time, you always hear the story about women in sports, how inclusive it is, how sometimes there are barriers there, and sometimes there are like maybe even lowered expectations and the challenges that they have to go through. Your experience in the first few years in sports, how has that been, especially as a woman, especially as someone who is trying to, you know, find their way in this sport for the first time?
Yeah, like, for sure, like, because in mountain biking, we already know that it's a male-dominated sport.
Yeah.
But if you also consider enduro and downhill riding, which are two disciplines that
Yes.
are even more male-dominated, representation really matters, especially for us women. Every time you see a woman ride, race, and lead, that sort of gives permission for others to start as well. So that's very important. And I'm so proud to see a lot of trail builders here in the Philippines, not just here in Luzon, you know, making an effort to encourage more women to ride. I see Timberland mountain bike trails, mountain bike park, doing those events for women-led rides, Portera, and all those others like Victoria Bike Trails. So I really admire the local trails that we have and the bike parks because they make an effort to show that women are allowed here. Women are welcomed in the vicinity.
And they should all follow you, by the way. Maia sends it. That's where you can find her on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
we
you.
have to wrap it up. Just go check her out there, Maia sends it. And for girls who want to learn how to bike, or it's not too late. No matter what,
never too
because
late.
she
I
is.
am
Never too late.
inspired. I'm getting inspiration
Yeah, you should
from
come
you.
back.
I know. Let me see. We'll try. But thank you so much for joining us today, mountain biker Maia Altavas. Thank you so much, Maia.
Thank you.
Now, we've got more stories for you after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. And welcome back. You're still joining us here on It's a Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Now, vaccines save lives, yet many still question their safety and importance. Now, in the wake of past controversies and the continuing threat of infectious diseases like dengue, how do we rebuild trust and move forward? Joining us today via Zoom is Dr. Lulu Bravo, Executive Director of the Philippine Foundation for Vaccination, to share her expertise on how vaccines help safeguard individuals, families, and of course, entire communities. Magandang umaga, Doc Lulu. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Paolo, and thank you for having me here. Nako, bakuna, yan ang paborito kong topic. Maski tutulog, maski bagong gising, kayang-kaya natin yan na ipamahagi sa ating mga mamamayan.
Doc Lulu, thank you so much. I love yung energy po ninyo. Simulan po na natin sa, what made you advocate for vaccines po? You talk about this being your favorite topic po. Personally, why is vaccination so important for you to promote and to try and push dito sa Pilipinas?
Alam mo, 50 years ago, noong 1974, nag-umpisa ang pagbabakuna sa mga bata globally. Dito sa atin, 1976. So more than 50 years na. At noon, ako ay bagong doktor. Kagagraduate ko lang noon at nakita ko na yun ang una kong napag-aralan, na ang mga mamis na bagong panganak, nag-uumpisang bigyan ng bakuna, hindi nila tinatapos kasi hindi pa nila alam. So through the years, pinag-aralan ko talaga yan na ang pagbabakuna ay napaka-importante at marami talaga ang hindi magkakasakit na kagaya ng pulmonya, pagtatae, yung mga meningitis, nakakamatay na sakit yan, diphtheria, pertussis, orthosphaerina. Noong araw, ang dami-daming namamatay sa tigdas, sa pertussis, nang mag-umpisa tayong magbakuna di ba dapat lalong dumami ang mga Pilipino? Kasi nga, mas marami ng bata ang nakakaligtas at nakakarating sa pagka-adult. Nung araw, halos 110% ng pinapanganak hindi nakakaabot sa kanilang ika-5 taon. Ngayon, dun sa 100 na namamatay, tuwing 1,000 per 1,000 na pinapanganak. Ngayon, nasa 20 na lang ang namamatay. Yun ay dahil naman sa mga congenital anomalies, yung mga talagang hindi natin mapapakontrol pa. So ngayon, napakaganda ng ating proteksyon sa mga bata. At meron pa isa, Paolo, hindi lang bata, pati matatanda ngayon. Dapat nang magkaroon ng awareness sa pagbabakuna, lalo na kung tatawagin natin yung mga elderly, yung mga may diabetes, may comorbidity, di ba? Kasi kailangan din yan dahil pag nagkasakit yan ng influenza, ng pneumonia, mas mauospital yan. Ang dami nilang gagastusin sa ospital.
Ma'am, na-mention mo yung benefits ng vaccination for yung mga younger ages and of course yung elderly po. But then in terms of community protection po, malaking bagay rin yung vaccination as a community. When you take a look at yung overall protection po natin, how does it affect yung mga local populations, especially for those who are at risk of certain infectious diseases na talagang we can avoid through vaccination po?
Ay nako, napakaganda yung tanong mo yan sapagkat ang mga tao, pag nagpabakuna, hindi lang yung sarili nila o yung nabakunahan ang mabibigyan ng proteksyon. Kasi yung hawa-hawa na sakit, pag ikaw ay may proteksyon, hindi ka manghahawa ng sakit sa iba. So napoproteksyonan din ang iyong pamilya, yung mga matatanda na nakapaligid sa iyo na mas vulnerable, kumbaga, mas mabilis magkaroon ng sakit. At in the whole aspect talagang buong komunidad. Kaya importante na pagka nagbakuna ka, huwag mong isipin na iisa lang ang nagkakaroon ng pakinabang dyan. Buong pamilya, buong komunidad, hindi kumakalat yung sakit. At pagka naka 95%, eto nga, coverage ang pag-uusapan natin. Pag ang coverage mo ay mataas, 90, 95% ng iyong populasyon na cover mo ng bakuna, abay pati yung hindi na bakunahan, protektado na. Yun ang tinatawag natin na herd immunity. Na talagang importante na bawat isa na magpabakuna, naiisip niya na nakakapagligtas din siya ng buhay ng iba. O di ba maganda yun?
Opo. Doc, I want to talk about something very important here, especially considering yung mga recent events po. We can go back to a few years ago kung saan nagka-controversy po yung Dengvaxia. We can even go back to the pandemic po and even talk about yung mga reluctance against vaccines dahil sa mga sinasabi na narinig natin sa Western media in particular, and of course, iba't ibang fears dito po. A lot of people can attribute that to lack of education or maybe lack of trust. How do we address that particular problem po? Because vaccination numbers have dipped a bit dito sa Pilipinas after some of the controversies and trust issues po when it comes to vaccines.
Alam mo, Paolo, lumang usapin na yan na ang mga tao natatakot sa Dengvaxia. Meron ngayong bagong pananaliksik na nakakita na tumaas na ang tiwala ng mga tao sa bakuna. In fact, sa general vaccination, ang sabi ni Heidi Larsen, almost 88% ang confidence na bumagsak yan to 30% noong panahon ng Dengvaxia. At yung dengue vaccine mismo, ang mga tao ngayon naghahanap na rin ng dengue vaccine. And ang kanilang confidence sa dengue vaccine, yung bakuna laban sa dengue, ayon sa pananaliksik na ginawa ng Vaccine Confidence Project ng London, si Heidi Larsen, 85% na ang confidence ng mga tao sa dengue. Kaya tingin ko naman, nag-fruit na yung ating pagiging talagang vigilant, talagang nag-advocate tayo, nagsabi tayo sa mga tao na magtiwala sila, at yung ating leadership, talaga naman, di ba, ang ating Secretary of Health, ang ating ding presidente, maski nung time ng COVID, si President Duterte, nagsabi rin siya, magpabakuna kayo, magtiwala kayo sa bakuna. And even now, sa secretary natin, si Dr. Ted Herbosa, sabi niya, dapat ang ating pagbabakuna ay 95% ang target niya. Eh, di ba maganda yon? At totoo naman na tumaas na ang confidence natin. Ngayon, meron pa rin tayong masasabing mga vaccine hesitant.
Opo.
Ang aming ginagawa ngayon, pag kami nakaka-enkwentro ng mga hesitant, alam mo, nakikinig tayo sa kanila. Bakit po ba kayo natatakot pa? At ipinapaliwanag natin, makinig muna tayo kasi kung minsan ang takot naman nila dahil lang may nakbalitaan silang ganon, may narinig sila sa media na ganon, meron silang nakitang kapitbahay na nagsasabi ng ganon. Ang sinasabi naman natin, sana po naman yung mga credible sources ang ating paniwalaan. Sapagkat hindi po maganda na maniniwala tayo sa sabi-sabi, di ba? Walang bait sa sarili. Pero yung sinasabi mo kanina na education at training, importante din yon. Kasi ang nakita dun sa pananaliksik natin, karaniwan yung mga more educated, yung mas mataas ang pinag-aralan, mas yun ang may confidence sa bakuna, di ba? Nakita na yon. Kaya ang kailangan lang natin ay tuloy-tuloy na pag-training, tuloy-tuloy na pagbibigay ng tamang information. At piliin natin sana yung credible sources. Ang credible sources natin, di ba? Magbasa kayo sa Google, sa WHO.
Opo, yung
Magbasa
mga-
kayo sa DOH. Magbasa kayo sa amin sa Philippine Foundation for Vaccination, philvaccine.org. Nandun po, kami po ay accredited for vaccine safety ng WHO. Kaya kung meron po kayong gustong itanong, pwede rin po kaming i-email or sulatan. or
Doc Lolo,
magtanong po kayo.
Doc, sorry, I hate to cut you off dahil we're running out of time. Pero, thank you so much for all your insights po because to be honest, malaking bagay po yun, getting rid of yung vaccine hesitancy po natin for all vaccines and not just any particular one. Pero maraming salamat. You mentioned po yung website ninyo. For those wondering on how they can be more educated, you can go check that out. That is Dr. Lulu Bravo. Maraming salamat po at ingat po kayo. Have a great morning.
Thank you din, Paolo.
All right, so that is it for Weather HQ at the moment. Anne, take it away.
Thank you, pal. Now, is today, Friday, going to be your lucky day or not? Let's go find out from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! It's a beautiful day with me, Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope ngayong lovely Friday, June 6. Para sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat, bantayan ang blood pressure. Iwasan kasi ang sobrang alat at maanghang na pagkain. Live at 1. Kay Year of the Ox naman tayo, maging bukas sa bagong ideas. Baka dyan makamit ang success. Navy at 7. Oh, kay Tiger naman ingat-ingat sa mga scam. Huwag basta-basta magtiwala sa mga investment scheme na yan. Tial at 3. Kay Year of the Rabbit naman tayo, i-enjoy ang kilig moment na darating. Yee! Brown at 5. Sa mga Year of the Dragon naman tayo, pag-isipan mabuti bago gumawa ng mga big time na mga purchase. Yellow at 4. Sa mga Snake naman tayo, iwas mag-ingat sa mga chismis na maaaring makasira ng relasyon. Aqua at 9. Ito na! Mag-give the horsey. Huwag pabayaan ang kalusugan. Magpahinga. Pitch at 8. Kay Year of the Sheep naman tayo, ang iyong tiyaga ay magbubunga ng magandang opportunity. Blue at 4. Sa mga Year of the Monkey naman may makikilala kang isang tao na makakatulong sa iyong pag-unlad. Caramel at 7. Punta naman tayo kay Year of the Rooster. Don't be afraid to try new approach sa trabaho. Black at 2. Kay Year of the Dog naman maging maayos ang trabaho. Mag-focus ka lang. Lavender at 5. Sa Year of the Pig naman, huwag kalimutang mag-exercise kahit saglit lang. Maroon at 1. Ako po, si Master Hans Kua. Paalala lang, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day. Dito lang po sa It's a Beautiful Day!
Thank you so much, Master Hans Kua. Now, on today's Love Hacks, swiping left or right may seem like the easiest thing on earth, but finding lasting connections on dating apps could prove harder than it seems. Coach V unlocks some tips to elevate your online dating game. Take it away, Coach V.
Good morning, loves. It's a beautiful day. Coach V here, your go-to love solution provider, bringing you a brand new way to level up your love life. Welcome to Love Hacks. Let me ask you something, my loves. Have you ever crafted the perfect message, read it twice, sent it with pride, only to get ghosted so hard it felt like a crime? You didn't say anything weird naman. You were respectful, you asked a real question. So why are they vanishing like NBI agents on leave? Today we are unlocking the secrets to getting actual replies and maybe even a little flirty fire on dating apps. But before I give you the hacks, let's hear from a man who's doing the right thing and still hitting the wall. Pao?
Any tips on how to be more engaging? Ito kasi yung context I'm trying online dating. May mga may-encounter ka talagang ang hirap i-engage. Yung parang ikaw lang ang mag-e-effort to get to know someone pero gusto daw nila ng kausap. Weird. I always look for a good connection. Kaso, few lang talaga yung mga nakaka-match ko na maganda, maayos kausap. Naisip ko na baka sa akin yung problema. Ito yung mga previous attempt ko ha. Most of the time naman yung mga questions ko is not answerable ng yes or no lang. Usually, based sa nakita ko sa profile nila, ang questions ko.
Well, let's tease your brain a little bit. Why is that bad boys who send two-word messages get replies while thoughtful, kind, respectful men are out here getting left on red like spam email? I'll tell you in 3 seconds, my lava. But first, here's what science says about it. According to behavioral anthropologist Dr. Helen Fisher, early romantic attraction is fueled daw by the D. That means dopamine. Dopamine spikes, not politeness. So what lights people up? Surprise, play, curiosity, and flirty friction. In other words, asking deep questions on dating apps right now isn't enough. You need to leave them thinking, wait, who is this person? Why am I smiling? So now the question is, how do you do that without becoming a try-hard or texting like a clown? Let's unlock it. Here's your Coach V swipe to sizzle formula. 5 flirty tricks backed by science that'll make them reply, giggle, and maybe fall a little. Number 1, trigger the imagination. Instead of, what's your favorite place to travel? Try, if I blindfolded you and dropped you in your dream city, what smell would hit first and what's in your hand? Gelato or wine? Oh, why this works, loves? Because sensory language increases attraction and focus. Number 2, use controlled unpredictability. Oh, surprise nga, diba? Say something like, I'm either the kind of person who shows up 10 minutes early or completely forgets where we are meeting. You'll have to guess. Oh, why is this effective? Because our brain crave patterns and get excited by little disruptions. It's called intermittent reward theory nga. And this is the reason why we keep on checking our phone. Number 3, shift from getting to know you to let's play. Instead of what do you do? Say something like, let's play wrong answers only. Or describe your job like it's illegal. Diba? It's fun. Now that's reply worthy. And number 4, share first before you ask. I'm weirdly obsessed with mango float. It's my toxic trait. What's yours? Ayan, people mirror vulnerability, but only if you go first. And number 5, leave open loops. Don't close every conversation. Tease a follow-up. You can say something like, well, I have a theory about you, but I'm not sure you're ready for it. O, diba? Share first, and then you ask. Eto na, my loves, ang solution if you want to have higher rate of replies on your dating app. First is fix your profile, make it teasable, add one line that makes people curious or smile. Number 2, use your D, meaning your dopamine-rich openers. Ask fewer questions, make more statements. Be specific, flirty, and playful. And number 3, mirror their energy. Pero elevate mo pa. If they're dry, add a little wit. If they match your vibe, lock in. Great engagement is not copying, it's co-creating fun. Now, my loves, let's now come to the closing. But do you have anything to say about these apps?
Kasi Anne has never gone on these apps. I personally wanted to if we had more time. If we had more time, I wanted to, because you should have made Anne a dating profile.
Right. Buti na lang wala ng time.
Oh nga, sayang. That would have been perfect.
Saved by the bell. Thank you, Direk.
That would be a great profile. Like,
Nakaka-stress
siguro
yung dating app, sandali lang. I don't need a dating app.
No, it would be great.
Dapat
kasi
ata ikaw.
Hindi. No, of course not. But when you, of course not. Hi, MJ. But when you look at the... I have an idea na what to put on her dating app. Na talagang magre-reply yung mga tao. So, Anne Asis-Carilo, tapos yung, di ba, may profile ka. Yung one-liner niya, kasal ako. Ayun! Marami ba't ka nandito? So,
Either mapapa-reply or ire-report yung account niya at mapablock siya forever.
oh my gosh, that's so good.
Alright, thank you guys. So for those who are watching, you know what, in dating, you don't really win by being the safest option, lalo na ngayon. You win by being the most emotionally vivid, or just like putting in your profile that you are married, talagang emotionally vivid yun. So the next time you type, instead of saying, hey, how are you, ask, will this message make them feel something? If not, rewrite it because you're not forgettable. You're just underplaying your magic. That's it for today, loves. This is Coach V giving you real talk about real love. Need help with your dating apps? I just DM Dating Coach V, and let's not just talk about love, let's solve it. And by the way, our outfit for today, thanks to Masanting Sastreria. It's once again, it's a beautiful day. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so we had a discussion yesterday actually kasi kasi ito dapat yung topic natin yesterday but we had it today. Now, I was trying to think, Anne was asking me what I used sa dating apps dati. Ano yung linya ko? And I could not remember.
Yeah.
But naalala ko lang.
Oh, okay. What is
literally,
it?
and it usually worked. You can find out if you follow me at Paolo del Rosario on my Instagram, and then we'll tease it there na lang. That's how it is. All right, but that is
applying what Coach V said.
Yes, teasing. Very good.
Dapat mag-reach out muna sila, diba? All joking aside, Coach V, maraming salamat. We really appreciate you. That's it for us this Friday, June 6. Mo Tucson is back next week.
Yes, yay!
She's back next week. We're complete, and she's gonna come in speaking like this. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Thank you so much for joining us.
And I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Quick shout out to my face and skin sponsors, Lip Clinic and Pino Beauty Lounge. Now, wherever this day and this weekend takes you, remember to choose joy and spread kindness. Join us again on Monday, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on It's a Beautiful Day.
So good.